What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles in the Love Cup submitted to the channel by MaxiPad, who's running a very unique team with 3 Pokemon I've actually not come across at all in this meta, with Camerupt, Kingler, and Octillery. Now these battles were submitted right at the start of last week, so the meta has likely changed just a little bit since then, but with that being said, let's get straight into the question of the day. Which Pokemon in the Love Cup meta do you think shouldn't be eligible for this cup because they contain very little or no red or pink at all? Let me know in the comments section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so go into the first battle in Camerupt into Talonflame. So honestly, not a great matchup for us. They do completely wall the energy, and we have 2 water types in the back, so I'm not really sure why we're staying in. We're going to go straight for an Earth Power here, unfortunately losing CMP, which is quite a surprise. But actually, that was not a CMP tie at all. I guess we just lagged as we threw the Charge Move there, because you can see they get the Incinerate through, they get the KO, but we do at least grab a shield advantage, which I guess is something. But we're going to come in, use that shield straight away as they go for a fly, and then they Sage Swap into a Psycho Cut Medicham. So going straight for the Crab Hammer here. Crab Hammer, if it connects, going to do big damage to the Medicham, and they're going to fire off a Charge Move. Of course, Psycho Cut has very little fast speed pressure, but very fast to make it to the charge moves, and they do reach a dynamic punch. So at this point, we're going to bank the energy, swap into Octillery. Hopefully we put them into range where we can just lock on farm them down. That will be absolutely huge for us if we're able to do so, but unfortunately they do reach a last second charge move here. But it's just going to be an Ice Punch, and then they swap back into Talonflame, and that is a huge mistake. They cannot snipe with a 5-turn fast move, as we're able to react, reach an Oxazuka there, and also get to a Crab Hammer. Crab Hammer gets the KO, and we get the boost, and that is absolutely huge for us, because now this Crab Hammer boosted should be enough damage up against the Scrafty to get the one shot, and we live the Psycho Cut damage. Bubble gets the KO, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we see Skeledirge in the lead. So again, a fire type in the lead. I'm kind of surprised why we're staying in, but this is definitely a much better matchup for us, because Earth Power, instead of being resisted, is going to hit for super effective damage. Earth Power is going to be shielded by the opponent. So we're probably going to match shields here. We are going to match shields. They do bait with a Disarming Voice, but we're now going to Sage Swap into our Kingler, and we're able to bait out a Miltank. So we're going straight for the Crab Hammer. Again, if this does connect, it's going to do big damage there. Unfortunately, not getting the boost this time around, but that's okay. We're going to no shield, it's just a body slam there, and the opponent then overfarms, allowing us to reach an X-Scissor on the CMP tie. X-Scissor is going to get the KO there, but they can come back in with the Skeledirge, and they put us into 1 Incinerate farm down range, which is actually very awkward for us, because unfortunately Octillery has 0 fast speed pressure. They're going to go for a Disarming Voice bait once again, but that's okay, and they swap into a Licky Licky, but we are just barely able to reach a Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot does huge damage there, and it's a CMP tie as well, so probably best case scenario for us. However, still not a great position to be in. We come in with the Camerupt. We're going to have to commit to a full Incinerate farm down here. We're going to use a shield at the last possible second, but it's just not looking too good for us. We do have the Earth Power, but it's going to take 3 more Incinerates to reach a second Earth Power, in which case the opponent will be able to reach a Charge Move. They're at the Charge Move, unfortunately, and unless they go for another Disarming Voice here, which they actually do, it still actually doesn't even matter, because they get the Incinerate farm down anyways, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But into next battle, another Incinerate user in Turtonator. So again, gonna stay in this matchup. This time I don't mind staying in too much, just because water is only gonna hit for neutral damage in this matchup up against the Turtonator. But we go for the Earth Power, grab a shield from the opponent, and it looks like we do win CMP here. So we have the same pacing to the Earth Power as they do to a Dragon Pulse or their own Overheat here. So we're gonna stay in this matchup, fire off Earth Power number 2. At this point, if we grab both shields, I wouldn't be surprised if we just let the Camerupt go down, and we're going to do exactly that. So the opponent goes for Dragon Pulse, they get the KO there. But that's okay, we can come in with either Pokemon, but I think, honestly, yeah, come in with the Kingler, because these bubbles will put them into range where a Crab Hammer will get the KO. And again, throwing on the CMP tie, Crab Hammer is going to get the KO there. They then come in with a second fire type with Talonflame, and they've got a third Incinerate user in Skeledirge. What the heck is this team? Well, it doesn't really matter. Kingler is absolutely going to feast right now, farming up to back-to-back Crab Hammers. Very nice play there. First one gets the one shot up against the Skeledirge, and of course, from this range, Crab Hammer takes out the Talonflame, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we see Ariados in the lead. So the first non-fire type we've seen in the lead, and that is very good for us. We're going to see the opponent looks like they're lagging. They get off like one poison sting there. That was very confusing, but we're now going to go straight for the earth power as the opponent safe swaps into a mill tank. Earth power going to be no shielded, which is very interesting. We're also going to no shield this. Probably just going to be a body slam, which doesn't do too much damage here, and we can reach another charge. However, we don't throw our energy, instead opting to shield once and then go for a full incinerate farm down. Coming out with a ton of loaded energy. They're now going to reveal they've got they've got two rollout users in the back with Licky Licky as the second. We're going to swap into artillery, and the opponent, they just continue to overfarm. What are they farming up to? We're able to reach the gong shot. Gong shot does big damage there. The opponent finally throws a charge move there, and the opponent is also going to full send a nuke with solar beam. Okay, fair play. They were farming up to the solar beam, but we're going to come in with the Kingler. We're able to reach a crab hammer up against the Ariados. This is going to get them very low if they no shield, so they have to use their shield there. The opponent gonna fire for charge move. They have farmed up a fair bit. Honestly, hard to keep track of their energy because of that lag at the start, but they go for Trailblaze, but we are still resisting the poison sting damage here, and hopefully we're able to get the KO with the incinerate damage up against this Ariados. We come out with 100 energy, and of course we might be debuffed, but it doesn't really matter. Overheat up against a very low HP. Licky Licky will get the KO, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we see Camerupt into a Shadow Charizard. So again, another fire type in the lead. And again, we should be swapping out of this matchup. I'm very baffled as to why we're staying in. We're running an ABB style team, and the whole point is that you use that one of those B Pokemon as a safe swap to draw out the hardest answers to your backline. So that way Camerupt can come in. Of course, backline being weak to grass and of course electric type Pokemon, Camerupt going to do very well into both of those typings. I guess there aren't loads of those typings in this meta anyways, but either way it still makes sense. And you can see here they come in with a grass and electric type Pokemon, so good thing we still got a little bit of HP on the Camerupt there. They full send the wild charge, which is probably a little bit overkill there, but I guess maybe they're not even running Swift at all. But either way, Gunk Shot is going to grab the final shield from the opponent, and the opponent is actually not going to get the full farm down there, as we're able to reach a last second Octazooka, getting them fairly low. We come in with the Kingler. We're then able to swap, make the catch onto our Camerupt. A very nice play there as they go for a wild charge once again. They're going to come in with a mill tank, and at this point, if they're on Thunderbolt, we probably just lose this game here. But we go for Crab Hammer. Crab Hammer, again, doing big damage. And the opponent fires off a charge. We kind of need to call the bait here. And we are going to... No, never mind. They go for a body slam there. And the opponent reaches a last-second charge move. If it's the Thunderbolt, we lose this game. But it's just another body slam. We commit to the farm down. We've got back-to-back X-Scissors already loaded. Doesn't matter. We only need one of them. But X-Scissor easily gets the KO up against the Electrode. And we're able to take that game. So going into next battle, Camerupt into Ariados. So once again, great lead matchup for us, and the opponent's going to safe swap into Druddigon. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a great response here at all, so Druddigon definitely a core breaker to the team. The opponent is going to go straight for Night Slash there, no boost on their end, but unfortunately, well, actually, never mind, I was going to say, unfortunately, we don't reach a Gong Shot. We actually do... Oh, excuse me there, I was just about to burp. We do actually get to the Gong Shot, but we don't throw it. Instead, grabbing a shield and getting the debuff with the Octazooka. So honestly, that is probably better for us. We're now going to come in with the Camerupt, use the shield anyways. They are debuffed, but we might as well preserve some health here. Go straight for the Earth Power. Earth Power gets the KO. And they come in with a Turtonator. So we are going to overfarm. We already know we win CMP. We're now going to fire off the Earth Power on the CMP tie. Earth Power is going to be shielded by the opponent. But no, again, that was not a CMP tie. Very confusing as to what's happening here. A lot of CMP ties that should be happening, but for whatever reason aren't. We're going for the Crab Hammer, putting them into range where actually we're fine to let the Kingler go down. We realize that, of course, Turtonator... Oh, actually, no, never mind. The opponent does not get the KO there. But it doesn't matter, as Turtonator cannot have back-to-back charge moves. So they go for the charge move here. We get off the Incinerate. Now we're able to reach an Earth Power on the CMP tie. This one is a CMP tie, but it doesn't matter because we win. CMP, Earth Power gets the KO there, and we're able to take that game. So going into next battle, we see a Wigglytuff in the lead. So a great lead matchup for the Camerupt here. We're just going to stay in, and we are going to Go straight for an Earth Power here. Personally, I would have gone for one extra Incinerate first, because actually Earth Power doesn't quite get the KO there. The opponent goes for Swift, so actually in the zero shield scenario, that is a lot closer than you might think. We're now going to swap out there, banking a little bit of energy. Honestly, camera up, not going to reach another charge move, but we can go straight for Gong Shot once again, and Gong Shot is not respected. It does big damage there, and the opponent allows us to reach an Octazooka. What are they doing? Octazooka should be grabbing a shield from the opponent, and it does, and it debuffs them as well. So if they go for Thunderbolt, this actually might not KO. It doesn't KO, but honestly, that's probably better for the opponent, as now they get extra farm. But we can come in with the Kingler. We try to make the catch there. It doesn't work out, but then the opponent doesn't throw their energy. Instead, they're going to swap back into the Talonflame, and now things are looking pretty good for us. All we have to do is get rid of the Talonflame here, and we should be fine. We're going to go straight for the Crab Hammer. Crab Hammer is going to be no-shielded by the opponent. What are they doing? They reach a charge move here, but it doesn't matter. The bubble damage will register. It will take out the mill tank, and we're able to take that game. So very bizarre game all round there. But into the next battle, we see a Soul Rock in the lead. So we should definitely swap out of this matchup here. Why are we staying in? We've got two water types in the back. This is not a good matchup for us, but I guess we're going to stay in anyways. Shield up the rock side, and the opponent is able to catch an Earth Power onto a Licky Licky, I think that was. Earth Power going to do some decent damage. It does drop their defense, which is very nice. And we're now going to swap into Artillery. Unfortunately, we've not really put them into farm down range here, so I'm not sure what the play is, but they go for a Shadow Ball, and we are going to go straight for Octazooka here. If they're on Body Slam as well, they would have reached it there. So we throw immediately. Octazooka grabs the shield. And again, we can't go for a full farm down here, so might as well just let the Artillery go down. Shadow Ball gets the KO there. Probably implies they're not on Body Slam, so we come back in with the camera up, and we're going straight for Overheat this time around. Earth Power was no shielded. Overheat is going to get the one shot there, and they come back in with the Soul Rock, and honestly, we can probably just commit to a full bubble farm down, but instead, we fire off the Exeter here. Exeter is going to be grabbing the final shield from the opponent. And at this point, we can just shield this up here. If they do reach back-to-back charge moves, that's okay. We should be able to go for a full Incinerate farm down. And they do actually just barely get there. So definitely, I think on our end, we should have just committed to a full bubble farm down. We would have just barely got it. But either way, doesn't matter. They come back in with the Licky Licky just to be farmed down. And we can just go for an Incinerate farm down up against the Soul Rock to save a little bit of time. And we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we see Licky Licky in the lead this time around. So we're going to stay in this matchup here. A lot of them have come in and swapped into our camera up, but we are going to overfarm here. I don't mind this play. If we did go for 4 Incinerates and then throw the charge move, that is good timing. But now we're actually just going to throw immediately, which I probably don't agree with. But either way, Earth Power grabs a shield from the opponent. We're now going to swap. We bank the energy and come in with our Artillery, and we're going straight for Octazooka here. I actually don't even know what other charge moves Artillery can learn. I think maybe Water Pulse, but I don't know if it has any other coverage moves that aren't Gunk Shot. Actually, it does have Acid Spray maybe. But either way, it doesn't matter. We're going straight for Octazooka anyways. We get a double debuff there, I think that was. I was kind of just chatting a load of random gibberish here, and so I can't actually remember if they got 2 debuffs or just the 1. But either way, we are going to come back in with the camera up, going for the farm down, and we're able to get the perfect farm down there, which is very nice. They come back in with the Licky Licky. We can go straight for the Earth Power. Earth Power from this range is actually going to grab a shield there, and it's a CMP tie as well. So we're going to no-shield this. If it's a body stamp, we do live that. We're going to swap out straight away into the Kingler, and they do reach another charge move. We're going to shield. It is just a body slam there from the Licky Licky, and we're actually going to fire off the Exeter straight away. And again, that looks like a CMP tie there. Exeter gets the KO, and they come in with a Turtonator as their final Pokemon. And again, going straight for the Crab Hammer, throwing on the CMP tie. Crab Hammer is going to not get the KO there, but it actually was not CMP. So the opponent overfarms here. Dragon Pulse gets the KO, but Incinerate gets a simultaneous KO there, and we actually end up getting a tie. Now going into the next battle, we're going to see a Slowbro in the lead. We're actually going to stay in this matchup here, and honestly, I don't mind this because, of course, this is a Water-type Pokemon, but they don't have Water-type fast move damage. Instead, they're running Confusion as the fast move, so Kingler would definitely struggle there. We swap into Octillery, and we're able to bait out Lurantis. We go straight for Gong Shot, and the opponent does not respect the damage there. Probably had no idea that Octillery even learned Gong Shot. And now we come in, well, the opponent comes in with the Slowbro. They're going for a Surf. Surf does not get the KO there, but unfortunately, they can go for a Confusion farm down. And this is probably going to be another Surf here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we no-shield this and then go for the bubble farm down up against the Slowbro. We get the farm down, and they're going to have a Skeledirge in the back, so this game should be over right now, but we are going to overfarm massively for some reason for horrendous timing, and we only throw an Exeter there for some reason. Honestly, I don't have a clue what we just did there. We might have actually just thrown the game away there. We had back-to-back charge views. If we throw in good timing there, we can get both shields from the opponent, but now it looks like we can still get the win anyways by committing to a full Incinerate farm down. The opponent goes for Disarming Voice there, and Incinerate does get the KO there, and despite the sort of poor play, we're able to take that game. Now into the next battle, we see Licky in the lead once again, so going to stay in this matchup, I assume, possibly eventually swap out once we do grab a shield from the opponent, but we're going straight for Earth Power once again. It looks like the opponent is also throwing immediately, so Earth Power is going to drop the defense once again. It looks like Earth Power dropping defense very frequently here. So Earthquake, I'm going to grab our shield. We swap into the Octillery, and the opponent comes in with a Galarian Slow King this time around, which is on Confusion, which is actually quite unusual to see. But either way, Octazooka going to debuff their attack and their defense. Sorry, no, not both of those things. Just debuffing their attack by 2 stages. That's what I meant to say. And we get a second debuff, so they are quad debuffed in the attack. The opponent goes for Shadow Ball, which does not get the KO there, but unfortunately actually just gives them more farm, so not really ideal for us. But either way, we come in with the Kingler, and we're not going to overfarm. We just go straight for the Exeter. Exeter, of course, going to get the KO from that range. All shields are down on the opponent's end, and they come in with a Talonflame, and this should be game over here. We're going to go for the Crab Hammer. The opponent doesn't try anything fancy by making a catch. Instead, Crab Hammer gets the KO there, and we get the boost, and that is definitely going to be game over. We don't even need to go for the Crab Hammer this time around. Exeter with that boost gets the KO, and we're able to take that game.
So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.